Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the DotaPit League Season 2 playoffs. It is Denial Esports versus TeamTinker here in the first round, a best-of-3 series. Thank you so much for joining us again. My name is Mott. With me is F4L. Hope you guys are having a good day. I know I'm not, but that's okay because we have Dota to get into. F4L, how the hell are you?
I'm doing good. How come you're not doing good?
I spilled some coffee on me. It was hot. It didn't feel very good. And that was really good coffee that was spilled. So
that's unfortunate.
I had to clean it up. Had to get myself prepared to cast this Dota game. And I mean, have you ever had hot coffee spilled on you?
Not that I recall, actually. I guess I've been fortunate.
I mean, and it wasn't just spilled on me like on my arm or on my leg. No, you know where it was spilled on me, right?
The full front?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
All right.
It did not feel good. Let me put it that way.
Oh, that's not good.
No, but that's okay because we have Dota action.
We got some Dota.
Exactly. You're exactly right about that. Now, a lot of the questions have been, F4L, what is TeamTinker's lineup going to be? And we might not see the full incarnation here. We might not see what they're going to have in the future. But as of right now, there is no PyCat, and they have a Rise standing in. I'd say he's a super stand-in as well.
5 seconds remaining.
I mean, he stood in for many teams in the professional scene. The rumor has been that no more PyCat on Tinker, but I don't think there's been any confirmation of that.
And why is that the case? Was it his play? Was it just that he wasn't getting along? Do you have any understanding as to why?
Well, I don't think it's his play. I think it's they feel that they don't fit together right as a team.
Okay.
Like they're right for roles because honestly, I don't think Boba and EGM are the best support duo in the sense that they almost had 5 cores, right?
Right.
And then 2 of them were masquerading as supports.
Yeah.
And so they were like, well, someone has to go. It sort of made sense because both Quakeva and PyCat really want to farm.
Right.
And so I guess they made the decision between
remaining.
Quakeva and PyCat. I don't know. I mean, this is all speculation, but
I mean, Quakeva is quite the player. He's
seconds
quite the core. I think he has. He can certainly, like, I think PyCat's very aggressive in his playstyle, and he can play a couple of different, more aggressive heroes. Not that Quakeva can't, but Quakeva's more of a, let's sit back, let's farm, let's CS, let's play these standard, farming type of heroes, obviously. So there is that difference, I think, to a certain extent. And you talked about EGM and Bulba. I mean, EGM is a support, to be sure, but, like, he needs a good support duo partner. Like, he had Ake on Alliance, and Bulba is not Ake. No offense to Bulba. He's a good player. He ain't Ake. Let's be honest.
I mean, EGM plays the 4, and 4 is usually played by a former. I mean, almost every 4 player has played core at some point, and so because it's basically you play a pseudo core sort of. You don't buy wards, you don't buy chicken, like all this kind of stuff.
Right.
You get a lot more gold, more farm priority. The 5 is the selfless support, has to play with no gold, has to buy wards, has to constantly keep vision, keep track of a lot of stuff, and I mean, I would say it's probably the hardest position to play at the competitive level. Maybe you could argue that, or like mid, maybe, but definitely probably the 2 hardest.
Is your Dota TV on? Did you turn on your microphone? I knew it. I got him.
I'm bad.
You're bad. Come on now. That's okay. Only missed maybe half the draft. It's okay. Luckily, I had a friend message me, and
excellent.
Yeah, we'll get that set up and make sure that everyone in Dota TV has a great experience with DotaPit. We are jumping to the draft now, and we see this happen from Denial a lot. We didn't talk a lot about them so far, but Beastmaster pick up, especially in the first round as well. This is a hero they love to pick, and I wouldn't be surprised if Tinker had banned it second round. So it makes sense that they pick it first round, excuse me, because they get the Beastmaster, they get some form of map control through your Hawk, and then maybe a Gem of True Sight later, and then all of a sudden you can't control any of the map. And especially on the Dire side, I think that's very important as well for Denial Esports. So I like the pick up a lot.
Yeah, and I mean, we've seen them use this Beastmaster pick really well. They get complete control of the map. They deny all the vision coming out from the enemy team. So I think they do probably one of the better jobs of playing this hero. I think we saw Beastmaster a couple of times at the summit, but it really never stuck around. But I definitely think it's sort of their
10 seconds
it's like their pick, pretty much.
It is. It's the hero they go for most
seconds
commonly.
remaining.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, whatever. If it works for them, why not pick it? I suppose. And there's been some games where they've won just outright because of wards and vision. And like they played a game against Cloud9. I don't think they won that game, but they took Cloud9 the distance, and Cloud9 couldn't get outside of their base to farm. And that's what Cloud9 love to do. They love to be all over the map and farming in different areas, like farming the opposing safe lane, farming the opposing jungle. And they just couldn't do that because without vision in your own jungle, let alone across the map, then there's no real way you're going to be able to get around the map safely. So, and then did not pick up the Rubik as well. So.
My only issue with Beastmaster as a hero is the hero excels from like if the game is even, right, going into the mid game, he can really start to put a lot of pressure because, you know, you get this gem and then you deward everything and then you slowly start to squeeze the map and make them have less and less space to farm. But if you're losing early game, he doesn't really have, he's not good in team fights really. He has the roar and the axes, but that's about it. He has some good vision, but you know, it's not a hero that really excels in team fights or the late game, I would say. So those are his weaknesses.
Right.
But they go ahead and pick up the Terrorblade, so late game secured, although they are against the Naga Siren. So it's actually kind of interesting because they don't really have many tools to deal with the illusions.
No, this is an illusion versus an illusion game. If there was an Elder Titan in this game, oh my god, it'd be glorious. But it's banned out first phase. You're not going to see Ember, I think, for Denial, and probably not for Tinker either, because I think this Venomancer is maybe going to be safe lane or mid, and then Naga Siren's going to be in either other position. So there's not many. Yeah, you're right. There isn't really much to deal with these illusions. Maybe Beastmaster's Axis can kind of deal with the Naga illusions, but it's kind of tough. So
I actually think Denial are going to have a really hard time dealing with the Naga illusions. They actually have nothing. I mean, at least on the side of TeamTinker, they have Tidehunter, because you're going to have like this giant army of illusions, right?
Right.
So when Tide goes in and does his single or double Ravage, and then you have Wave of Terror on top, and then Anchor Smash and all these things.
Yeah.
At least it's a bit of AoE, and plus you're going to have the Radiance Burn and the Riptide. So I think Tinker have a lot more tools to deal with the illusions, whereas these single Naga illusions, once he gets hurt, I just don't see how they're going to kill them. Yeah, I think very easily.
I think either team could really benefit from an illusion clearing hero. The question is, are there any left in the pool? And if so, where do you run them? I mean, you think about
Legion.
Legion's pretty good, but
Zeus.
Denial's not going to run Legion, I don't think, because that Beastmaster's probably going to be the off lane.
I like Zeus.
Zeus is good too. Yeah. That would work. I'd like Zeus a lot as well, because that could be running as a, because I think Denial are missing a support right now unless they put the Beastmaster support. Tinker go for the axe, which this is kind of interesting because this is Pycat's hero, man. He ain't playing anymore. They're picking for a guy that's not in the game anymore.
I guess they still like this. So it looks like it's probably going to be an aggro tri-lane, right, with the axe.
I think that's really good against Terrorblade.
Yeah. Terrorblade really struggles to farm. I mean, he'll be able to farm during his metamorphosis every time it's up, but in between that cooldown, he's going to have a really hard time farming against this aggro tri-lane, which I suspect. I mean, they could do something else, but
5 seconds.
But you never know. Denial might actually just dodge it and put Terrorblade mid, which we've seen a couple of times.
Yeah, usually you like to have a support with the Terrorblade if you put it mid, but that's not always the case either. I know Eternal Envy loves to run that mid as well. He's not the only one though, so. The thing is here, I was also talking to PPD. Can you imagine if you get Terrorblade Vengeful Spirit on the Dire side? That's the dream. That was like, I was talking to PPD. I was talking to a bunch of other players at the summit.
A couple times.
Yeah, they're like, are you freaking kidding me? That should never happen. Like, that's actually just ridiculous. Like, Wave of Terror
just
plus
lose.
Damage. Yeah, I mean, you have to.
I don't think I've ever seen Cloud9 lose on Dire when they have Terrorblade Venge. I've actually casted it a couple times. Even if they're like tremendously losing, they just stack everything with Wave of Terror, and then he goes and does Ancients at like level 7 with Wave of Terror.
You're like, how do I stop that?
Ridiculous thing ever.
Like, how do I deal with that? You can't.
And then of course Roshan with Venge is ridiculous.
It's not even. It's like they'll smoke Rosh, and you'll be like, well, we were winning a second ago. Now they have an Aegis, and all of a sudden Terrorblade has a Manta Style, and guess what? He's got like one component of Viscotti at like 15 minutes in. You're like, I guess we fucking lost, guys. I don't know what happened.
But they go ahead and last pick the Bane, so they actually don't go for an illusion clearing hero. I actually really would have liked to see the Zeus. I know I already said it, but
I think Bane's pretty good at this situation because Naga is going to get ganked, and Fiend's Grip is one of the ways to be able to deal with that. And unless you
can find the real one,
yeah, that's the issue. So Creo is going to have a tough time. It is important to note that they are playing with the stand-ins, so two stand-ins for one stand-in for both squads. Matrice is going to be standing in for Denial, so just something to keep in mind, obviously. Again, This is going to be game number 1. It is a best-of-3 series, so we still have a long way to go before we find a victor here in this series. And I think this is a lot more closely matched than our previous series, which was Cloud9 versus Complexity. I'd say that this is more of a 60-40 kind of game, and even that I feel like is a lot for TeamTinker. Maybe you think differently. Maybe you think it goes to denial.
Well, no. I think it's more heavily, like in a best of 3, I think it's more heavily favored for Tinker. I would say 75-25. Just in terms of who's going to win the best of 3, but I think the individual games, obviously, they have a chance to win each game, but I think in a best of 3, Tinker are just better.
Well, we'll have to see how it goes. They are going to be on your Radiant side, and they do have the axe, the manly man himself, the red dude. Grom Hellscream for you Warcraft 3 nerds out there. I think it was Grom anyways. I'm probably right. Either way.
Wait, it's a jungle.
Jungle axe for EGM. The super greedy EGM axe. Excellent.
Oh, it is.
I haven't seen this in a while. He is, a lot of people talk about greed and 4-position supports, and you think of Zai, and maybe even another player, but you don't always think of EGM, but he actually is pretty greedy in his own right, so this makes sense to me.
He is.
So far, nothing unusual. Let's get into some
Battle begins.
let's get some introductions here real quick. For Denial, your French squad on your dire side. It's going to be Funzy, his offlane Beastmaster. It's quite notable, something we've seen a lot of. Matrice is your mid lane Terrorblade. He isn't blocking, actually. He decided to go up to the jungle. Maybe they're switching lanes. Draw is going to be on your Brewmaster. Maybe he'll be the mid lane as they do send up Matrice to the top lane. And your supports is going to be Creo playing your Bane and fucking Mad playing your Rubik. These are two really highly skilled support players that have really come into their own, especially in DotaPit. I mean, this is a team that many didn't expect to get to the playoffs, but here they are. They're already doing well, so we'll see how things go in this best-of-3 series.
Yep. And then on the side of Radiant, we're going to have TeamTinker in the bottom lane. We're going to have Sing Sing playing the Venomancer, being supported by Bulba on that Vengeful Spirit. We're going to have a Jungle Axe played by EGM. In the mid lane, Quake's going to be playing the Naga Siren, and top we're going to have the stand-in Arise playing Tidehunter.
So, in terms of the offlanes right now, Arise should get a lot out of this. Down bottom, you have Funzy in the offlane as well. I mean, and this is a problem. It's a dual lane, but I feel like this lane's a bit harder than perhaps top is, because I don't know how much Rubik's going to do up against Arise in this lane early on.
Yeah, Rubik's really not known for his early game prowess. He really needs that level 6. You know, he can sort of harass him, but it's not going to do too much damage.
Did you hear that? Did you hear the sounds when the Dark Troll Summoner makes his Raise Dead? It sounds like they're puking, man. It's gross. It's actually an issue. Well,
it does, doesn't it? Yeah, but this bottom lane is actually going to be quite difficult for Funzy on the Beastmaster.
Yeah.
I think you should get experience, but pretty soon there's going to be some kill pressure, I think.
I mean, it's not like the top lane where I think Arise can get CS just through Anchor Smash alone. They can't really kill him unless they pop meta. And they need a telekinesis or like a Nightmare or something to set that up, I think.
I actually think you should get a point in slow if they ever want to kill him. You know, it's usually not something that you get, but I think if they ever want to kill this Tide, they're going to need it.
Yeah, it's not an ability you pick off of it.
At the same time, the Reflection will actually do 0 damage, and then he's going to be in melee range, so he's going to get Anchor Smash, so I don't know. I mean, you want the slow, but then you're like, if I slow Tide, I'm going to get anchored. So.
EGM just got an S4 rune, double damage coming out.
Nice.
That's actually disgusting.
Jungle rune. Actually, Illusion would be better.
Yeah, Illusion's probably better, but double damage is not bad by any stretch of the imagination. He's able to clear up a Hellbear camp, which is not easy at a level 3 axe, so he gets a lot. He gets his level 2 counter helix in. I want to see how he's involved in this game. He'll probably go Tranquils in a Blink, I imagine, and just try to get as many Blink calls as possible. We'll see, though.
Yeah, that's pretty much the standard axe build. It'll be interesting to see if he opts for any early points in Battle Hunger. Maybe try to make a play before he gets up to that Blink Dagger.
Yeah.
Because I think with the 1 point in Battle Hunger, they could actually kill Funzy pretty easily if they land a Gale or something, because the slows will stack.
I'm surprised Funzy's having as good of a time as he is. He's got, what, 10 last hits? He's actually destroying the other offlaner, which is Arise. So I think Denial have done a really good job of zoning out Arise. And he's only level 2. Funzy is, what, level 3, 4 maybe? Yeah, he's almost 4. They're really not pressuring him at all. I mean, Bulba's just pulling. Sing is not really throwing Gales out. He's not really popping his Plague Wards down. This is not a hard lane for Funzy right now, so.
Yeah, but in terms of, I guess he's actually done pretty well on farm. these boars are actually really annoying to play against. But these supports on the side of Tinker are actually doing a really good job in terms of their like how greedy they're
looking
playing.
boards I've ever seen in my life. It's not a boar, man.
They look like dinosaurs.
Yeah, dude. Jurassic Park
I don't know
dinosaurs.
what's going on because they have.
Volvo, my immersion. My immersion.
Wait, do the boars usually have 2 legs?
No, they always have 4.
Right?
They always have 4. I don't know why these ones have 2.
These ones have 2.
I'm not like trying to call out whoever made the cosmetic. This is just weird, man. Nightmare top
Valve
lane.
allowed that.
Yeah, it's kind of strange. Nightmare the top lane on a rise. Matrice is like, nah, I'm not metamorphosing. You could just keep him there and make sure he doesn't get any CS. In the jungle currently, we do have Rubik zoning in. Mad's coming through. He's like, I want to be a part of the action here, and EGM is going to back away and just try to kill these boars. One of them was denied, I think, by the other boar. I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
Yeah, it was.
That was pretty impressive. But back to jungling, I suppose.
Quake has started to farm the jungle himself, so it's going to limit EGM's ability to farm all the camps because the Naga's going to want to farm some of these as well.
Yeah, I don't know if they should. I mean, I think Quake was going to take maybe the medium camp or the big camp, just the ones near the near the mid lane, and then EGM will take everything else. He also has a stack going his way, by the way. He's got Tranquils already. He's going to be level 4. He could get up pretty quick to his Blink Dagger, unless he dies. Don't die. Okay, you've got a sub. You're good to go.
Nice, fine. Yep. And if we look at CS, it looks like the 2 leaders are on the side of the denial, but pretty close for TeamTinker 27-26. So everything's pretty even right now.
Terrorblade is going Wraithband and then an Aquila on top of the other Wraithband, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Wait, he went 2 Wraithbands.
Yeah, he went double Wraithband. This is like a Drow build, but not a Drow build because it's usually like 2 Wraithbands and not an Aquila. It's interesting. I mean, you get extra... I like Bracers better because he's so squishy, man. Like, if you're going to get any item...
rush Manta.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. You just get
I'm
the
not sure why
quick.
he's going 2 Wraithbands. I mean, sure, Wraithbands are extremely cost-efficient, but it's a little weird.
It certainly isn't what we see every day out of a Terrorblade player, but... it will give him some extra damage, and he can be effective, and it also help him push down towers quicker with Metamorphosis and stuff, so we'll see how it goes. Mid lane...
Although,
say again. Go ahead.
I do remember there was some discussion at the summit, like, what if your whole team just built these stat items early game, and you just walked just 5?
I mean, it could happen.
Actually be a meta, because it's so cost-efficient early game for these stat items, and when you sell them, you actually get a decent amount of gold back, so if you're able to acquire an advantage from these items, they're actually worth it.
Well, the problem is, how is Bulba going to get enough money for like a Wraithband, let alone like 2 or 3 Wraithbands, you know?
Well, I think it's
or
on
Bracer.
your cores, right?
Well, okay, that's true. I don't know if that's the best case. Maybe in the last meta where towers costed a lot more or gave a lot more money, that could be fine, and you could just transition that into like next items, but I don't think...
begun.
Yeah, well, speaking of snowballing, Matrice is up at the top lane with Metamorphosis. Conjure Image is there as well. Arise is in the trees. They seem to know where he is. Matt is going to walk in and try to telekinesis him. He actually might get this TP cancel. He actually just missed him. He went the wrong direction. Yeah. There were 2 ways for him to go, but...
Out of this?
Meta is still up for, let's see, at least 20 seconds or so. He can pop another Conjure Image, and...
No, they're just going to get a lot of damage.
I think they'll get damage. I don't think they'll get the tower. He's going to buy his Blade of Alacrity, so he is going to be going into that Yasha. Only Brown Boots, no Treads just yet. Arise is going to be able to get some experience here and some CS because they're pushing this in, but Funzy's already having a way better time. Cliff's going to go. No rotations. They might just give away 2 towers immediately in this top lane. They're backing up now. There are some rotations over early here. Quakefoot's thinking about coming in. He's level 7. He doesn't have Song, by the way, which is interesting. Not yet, anyway. He's holding, I think, the last point.
This is a greedy way to play Naga. You just don't get Song until level 9, but...
How much does that really do for you, by the way?
I personally don't agree with it. I mean, it does... Usually, though, you max Mirror Image before Riptide, because Riptide doesn't scale too well.
Right.
And you max Mirror Image first so that you can jungle with the illusions. This is actually a very odd skill build. Usually, most people... They skip the ults so that you can have 4-0-3, and then... You either get the last point in Riptide or you get Song at level 8, but...
It feels odd. Also, you know what else is odd? It's 8 minutes into the game and we haven't had a kill yet.
That is true. Well, I mean, when we saw these picks, it shouldn't be too surprising.
No, definitely not.
Although the Blink Dagger is now finished on Dural, so that
yeah, that's
could be
something.
the start of the action.
We haven't seen. I haven't really talked about Dural right now, but he's having a heck of a time. He's got 54 last hits. He's third in CS right now, only behind the Naga and the Terrorblade, and his Blink Dagger's flying out. So with a bottle, he should have no problem engaging. And maybe he gets the 10-minute rune. He starts going for something. He doesn't have any runes bottled up right now. I think Tinker have done a very good job of controlling runes for the most part, but. Or just giving them to your supports on denial side. So. What about this bottom lane tower? What does Sing have here? How much damage is he working on? Tower's pretty low. It's not dead yet, but he's done a nice job. Does he have anything flying out? He's going Midas, by the way.
And he went Tranquil Boots as well. Not something we see too much in the safe lane. Usually we either see...
Arcanes or Treads?
Yeah. Mana Boots or Treads, but...
Not this game. That's interesting.
Indeed.
Does anyone going on Arcanes on his team? I don't think so. Oh, yeah. They have a Rise. He's got Arcanes, so that's fine, I suppose.
Yeah. It does mean that he's not going to be going for an early mechanism, though. I wonder if anyone on TeamTinker is going to be building a mechanism.
Link, Clap's going to come in. There's the split as well. Sing is like, please, God, help me. Team, where are you? Axes are going to fly, and this is going to be your first blood more than likely. Sing is going to fall. And he's juking and jiving, and no, he'll go down. Draw gets the kill. And, by the way, I want to ask you something. If the boar was there, and he has the boar poison on him, is that deniable?
No.
Okay. It's not lethal, is it? I
Wait, boar doesn't do poison. It's
doesn't?
just a
It's
slow,
just a
right?
slow? Okay, I'm crazy then. Ignore me.
I think. I could be wrong, but I think it's
I'm making you
slow.
second guess yourself now. Excellent.
Oh, no.
I've done it. Nightmare up onto EGM in the mid lane currently. Any follow-up? Or just a Nightmare, I guess, casually? Because why not?
Sing does finish his Midas, so he's going to be farming a little quicker. What do you think about Midas on Veno? I don't think it's very good. Because I think it's a hero that you want to get tanky as soon as possible.
I feel like they could just push down towers quicker and then just get him a point booster and then have him start farming the jungle. It'd be just as good. Midas will get him to his Aghanim Scepter eventually, but you're going back for it now, so... I mean, I'm assuming he's going to be going Ags this game, so...
I mean, it's a hero that you just sort of sit in a lane and you spam the wards, and then you're as annoying as possible in the early to mid game, and you want to be as tanky as possible. So
I mean, I guess that's the thing also, is if you're not leaving the lane, there's no point in not buying a Midas because you don't need anything else to fight with, but...
yeah, that's true, but if you get HP, you force them to send more people to kill you.
Yeah, that's true. Either way, I think it's an okay pickup for Sing this game. They are going to rotate in the jungle here with Dural and Creo. He popped up a ward and the smoke broke as he caught out a Rise. Ravage is going to go. He doesn't have split, mind you. Axe coming in. Doesn't have enough money for his Blink Dagger, and he's running desperately after Dural. He's going to turn his attention maybe to somebody else. And they can't choose a target. It looks like Dural's just going to get away. He's going to be out fine. Scot-free even.
He doesn't have a TP.
Well, that's
he's sort
an
of
issue.
stuck here for a little while.
Yeah, he could find a way out, I'm sure, though. Somehow escape, but... Well, we'll have to keep an eye on him. Speaking of which, though... Well, not speaking of which, but Quakefa does have 3.4k gold in the bank, so... We're going to see maybe a 12-minute relic come out for Quakefa, followed by, I'd say, 14-minute Radiance if everything goes to plan, so...
I mean, but Matrice is farming up a Storm on this Terrorblade. He's up to 93 CS, leading by about 10 over the Naga Siren, so... He's doing quite well for himself. And I also think he got the tower last hit as well, so his net worth should probably be at least,
it's what's going on. They're going to find out Arise here. He was low, and they did not expect this. Arise is going to fall, it looks like. Really good split from Dural. Behind enemy lines. He doesn't even give a damn. He just throws up the split, gets the kill as well. And EGM is just like, well, what do I do here? He's got Blink Call, but Dural's sitting mid still. EGM, buddy. Oh, they know. Creo knows. Maybe they don't. Oh, they just want to throw up a ward. Meanwhile, there's going to be Funzy coming in, pops up the roar, and they kill Bulba easily. And all of a sudden, Tinker are down 3-0. Denial's movement had been really good this game.
Yeah. I've been really impressed with, especially Dural on the Panda.
Sing, no. Mad's going to come in. He does pop the poison, but he steals it and he gives it right back to Sing. Mad is in some trouble. He might have to get denied here. And they can't. They do not have Poison Sting on him?
No, you can't deny Poison Sting or Poison Nova.
Really? Okay, well. It's only if you have Gale, right?
Yep.
Okay. Unfortunate. They get a kill in the top lane as well. Matrice getting caught out of position, right-click down. Koifa comes in and takes an easy kill. I'm not sure why Matrice was staying. I think they got the kill on EGM and then decided to stay a bit longer, but he goes down.
He solo killed the tower, killed EGM, and then died, so it's definitely worth it.
Okay. Well, they gave the gold over to Naga, though, and so it is going to be that 14-minute Radiance. Although Terrorblade has his bots now, by the way. He went bots instead of getting his Manta style.
I think this is okay, because if you're playing against a Naga Siren, you really want to make sure that you can match your farm. And I think one of the only ways to do that on Terrorblade is by the bots, so you can just bots all over the map, sort of like what Naga does.
Except without a Radiance.
I don't think you can actually farm as fast as a Naga on Terrorblade.
No, wait, I don't think that's possible.
You can get pretty close, but it's just not going to be as fast.
Do you think the Terrorblade farms faster early on in the game in comparison to that of a Naga Siren, or no?
Well, I mean, it just depends on the lane, right?
Yeah, I suppose that's true.
I mean, you'll farm a little more in the safe lane compared to the mid lane, but...
Well, 14 minutes in, and that Radiance is about to be completed up for the Naga Siren, and honestly, though, the surprising thing to me is that Denial have a almost 4,000 net worth lead. 4,000 experience as well, so they are doing well. And on top of that, the Vlad's coming up for Jaral. He's having a heck of a game. He's already picked up his Arcane Boots as well. He's gotten 3 kills actually to his name and an assist. He's level 2 Panda ult, and he's got that ready to go. So they are going to pressure bottom here with Funzy, who, by the way, has his medallion and 2k gold in the bank. He'll probably get his Blink Dagger next. Funzy is so good on this hero, man. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, usually we see him going for a Blink Dagger, and then sometimes bots even, I think.
Yeah, I don't think he ever goes Necro. I could be wrong about that, though. Maybe he does.
He did once when they had like sort of a push strat.
Yeah.
But yeah, usually I don't think he does.
Maybe Ags this game, I suppose. I don't know if he needs it.
Sing's
Blink. Sing's going to get caught out. Matt has a Blink Dagger at 14 minutes in. There's going to be your feeds. Grip Telekinesis. Big Ravage coming in from Arise. The TP comes through. Creo is going to Nightmare himself, and he's going to give it to Arise. Magic Missile's going to go, but it doesn't matter. He's dead anyways. Matt is caught out. He does pop the Plague Ward and blinks away. Matt with the plays. Disgusting.
Really nice play.
He actually blocked himself in and blinked out, but Terrorblade, you're getting Terrorbladed. Your base, though, Matrice is coming through with the illusion. He'll conjure one up, back away, and he's put pressure already on that tier 3 tower. It might even get to half health here if they're lucky. No, I don't think so.
Yeah. So Matrice is doing a really good job putting a lot of pressure onto Tinker. I think there's going to be a point in time where Denial can 5-man and push, and they're going to put Tinker under a lot of pressure. Because the Naga actually isn't that strong until he gets like 2 or 3 items. He probably needs Bots Manta and maybe even Heart to be able to stand up to the Terrorblade.
They're going to solo kill Arise. Roar's going to go. He has no mana left in the bank. That was a great individual play. Blink and Telekinesis. He popped up the Fade Bolt, and then Funzy comes in to finish off the job.
Yeah. When do you think they're going to go for this Roshan? I think mid-tower into Rosh is going to be Denial's next play.
They could even smoke for it without getting the mid-tier 1 tower, but I think if they get the tier 1, it's just a bit safer anyways. There's no reason for them not to go for it now either, and I don't think TeamTinker wanted to contest it because they know that Droll has his split up, so they're going to try to push him top.
They might even want bottom as well before they do it.
Yeah, I mean, to be ultra safe, that's fine as well. And they will take this tier 1 tower for sure, though. And now it's Denial. They're playing their game. Although the net worth has kind of climbed back a little bit. It's now 3,000 instead of 4,000, and experience is about the same. They're going to find Axe is going to find Terrorblade, and he gets a solo kill. The call onto the Culling Blade. EGM TP's away. That's a huge kill.
Really huge solo kill.
Yeah.
Denial do get the tower in the mid lane. Are they going to get this kill on Arise? Are they going to use a split?
He's taking a lot of damage. The crit, the medallion went as well. Wow, that was a lot of damage. That was physical. Wave of Terror comes out.
I thought they were going to crit for that.
No such.
I mean, split, not crit.
He decided against it. And that's probably smart. If they split and they're under the tower and they get caught out, that could turn deadly. Especially with EGM being able to call up the Brewlings. But, by the way, EGM is having quietly a very good game. 62 last hits, 1-1-1. Net worth about halfway, but he's a 4-position Axe, so you don't expect too much out of him. But they're going to try to gank top now. Bulba and EGM, they're rotating through. Naga's leading the way as well. Jaral's going to jump in right now. You're going to see a call coming very soon. There it goes. Call's going to fly. Counter Helix as well. Magic Missile's going to fly. Boom! Chopped him down. EGM gets the kill. They're looking for Creo as well. Magic Missile's up in 5 seconds. They have swap if they want to use it, but they're more than happy with just getting the kill on the Jaral. So that's a big kill again, and EGM is starting to make these plays.
Yeah. So I think Denial are just getting a little bit ahead of themselves. They didn't have any vision of anyone from Team Tinker on the map, so Dural got a little bit over-aggressive. I really think that they should be looking towards the Roshan, maybe even pick up the gem now onto Beastmaster and start dewarding, get control of this lower half of the map area. Maybe even, well, obviously they need to take this tier 1 in the bottom lane as well. But I think they're under a little bit of pressure because they feel it's not so easy to take these towers against the Venomancer wards, and then the Tide now has a Blink Dagger, so it's going to be against the Blink Ravage as well.
Seeing how he has his Aghanims now, he just picked that up as well. So that is a lot of damage coming out. Spell was stolen. It is going to be.
He actually goes for an Eagle Song. This is an interesting build.
He is not finishing up his Manta style. He maybe wants.
This is a farming build, I
Butterfly?
guess, because yeah.
Is he going straight into Butterfly?
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I mean, this makes you farm extremely fast when you just go for an Eagle Song, because right now his
TeamTinker, they're going to spot up Matrice. There's going to be the call. They're magic missile him as well. Ravage is going to fly, and they're going to pop the Culling Blade as well. They did want him to get his Sunder off, and understandably so. He's dead for 46 seconds. Nice kill from Tinker. Although the Ravage was used there, it's probably worth it in that situation.
Yeah, and that's one of those situations where you say to yourself, do I live if I have, like, the standard build, right? Like, if he had, let's say he had Strength Treads and a Manta. I think he lives there.
How much HP you get from those two? You get, like, what? I think it's 10 Strength or something like that? And then...
you get 15 from Manta, right? And then you get 8 from Treads.
We're doing math, man. This isn't our forte. We need to get out of here. Blank Clap's gonna go in. Jiral's gonna miss it.
And you get 10 from Manta.
Song of the Siren's gonna go. Popped preemptively for Quakefoot. He wants to TP out, and they will make it away. That is level 2 Song, I believe. Yes. So only 120 seconds now that it's down. Bottom lane, Blink Roar's gonna go in. Sing Sing getting caught out of position. He was trying to TP away, but there's no follow-up at all. And Sing is actually tanky because of this Aghanim Scepter.
No, that was the Terrorblade TPing onto the Siege Creep, but Sing Sing recognized that he was getting TP'd on, so he just killed the Siege Creep and was able to survive.
Nice play.
Yeah. And Denial are actually in a really rough spot despite their extremely fast start, because it's not so easy to take these teamfights anymore, and the Aghanim's now finished onto Sing Sing, so he's just been quietly farming up this bottom lane. The Axe is a real problem for the Terrorblade. Now has a Crimson Guard, and we've talked about the effectiveness of Crimson Guard against these illusion-based heroes.
Yes.
So, and now you start seeing Quakefoot just start to take the leaderboard in terms of CS.
It's not a big surprise that he's getting up there either, and if you look at the graphs too, man, and just look at where they are in terms of where they were a minute ago for Denial. And they're trying to get something done here with the Smoke of Deceit. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm pretty sure actually Quakefoot spotted them out with his illusion. And everyone's back towards the 2-2 tower now in this mid lane for Team Tinker. So this is really good map awareness for them to realize that they're off the map. And maybe they saw them smoke. I'm not 100% sure on that. But Denial are not going to find anything down in this bottom lane at all.
It looks like Funzy does go for those Boots of Travel himself as well. So they actually have double bots. So maybe they can find an opening to gank people with these 2 Boots of Travel. It does look like they... Oh, they did smoke the... You can actually bots onto Brewmaster Split as well. So
yes,
they can instantly have 3 members of their team just from the Brewmaster, which is actually pretty cheeky.
This is like back to the old... And this is a strategy Quakefoot and Bobo have employed when they're on Liquid. So it's not like Tinker are not... They're pretty used to this, you know?
Yeah.
Although usually it was a Tinker. It was actually Tinker.
Yeah, it was Tinker.
So, Blink, there's going to be a call coming in. Mad getting caught out of position. Good Nightmare coming in as well. Brain Sap and Mad will live. But Terrorblade goes down to the top lane, it looks like. They Blink their Ravage for him. I was watching the wrong hero. Split's going to go through as well. Bulba's going to get caught out. Boulder Toss, they're going to keep Arai Cyclone up in the air. Bulba should get killed here. Song is available, but that's not going to do much against the Earth Panda. And Bulba is so low, but he's not dead yet. Now he's dead. Boulder tossed to the back of the head. Brewmaster still going. Mad and the rest of the squad chasing after somebody. I'm not sure who, but they will get a 1-for-1 exchange. Although, Split for Bulba, when you've already lost Matrice, is, I don't think, worth it in any way. So,
yeah. And Matrice, for having such a strong early game, is really struggling now, and I attribute some of it to his item build. I think this build is just too greedy, and Team Tinker are doing a really good job to punish it. He just doesn't have any HP pool. No items that give him HP besides the 2 Wraith Bands from the Aquila and the Wraith Band, and then There's just no survivability with this build. They use a Ravage, he dies. They use the Blink Call, he dies. It's just way too easy right now for them to kill him.
I mean, and meanwhile, Koikfa he's living, man. He's got 0 deaths to his name, and I don't think they're going to kill him anytime soon. Level 3 Song will be up soon. If he gets caught out, he'll Song. I don't really see him being in a situation, you talk about the Mantis Sal, so he has that extra HP, and he's not that squishy of a hero to begin with. So Koikfa's having a heck of a time, and he's already up to 3,000 ahead of the Terrorblade, so...
I would say maybe you need to start putting someone behind this Terrorblade, maybe the Bane or the Rubik, just so that you can stall, or I think it's the Bane, because you can just sleep Terrorblade and make sure that he gets the Sunder off when he's disabled. They might get this Roche for free with the Medallion. Does look like that's going to be the case. Is Matrice going to attack Roche?
Hit him, Matrice. There we go. He just sat there for like 5 seconds not attacking that. He was microing his illusion, I think. Are you not going to take? I guess it's going to be Draw getting the Aegis. That's actually a huge pickup for Denial. They really needed that. Now, can they get anything off the back end of this? I don't think so. They're all backing away.
Why did they not give this to Terrorblade, though?
That is a good question.
At least I can understand, like, you know, Aegis is not effective on these heroes with status changes, like DK, Death Prophet,
even
all these
Brewmaster,
heroes.
man.
But
EGM caught out. Roar's going to go through. Fiend's Grip as well. Split's going to fly, and EGM's going to fall. And I think Tinker did the smart thing, and they got out of dodge when they could. If Arise had stayed there, he would be dead as well. But meanwhile, actually, look at Matt. He's dead. The Plague Wards kill him. Unbelievable. He shouldn't die there, but he did. Oh my god. Blink. There's going to be a Rise coming in. He does have Ravage. He's going to pop it. He's going to get one. Sing's going to use his Gale. There's the Poison Nova. Creo is already dead. He doesn't know it yet. Giral is caught out in Snare. Now there's going to be the Aegis. What a terrible engagement coming up for Denial. Tinker getting back into the fray. Giral can't blink away. Anchor Smash is going to go. Sing is manning up. They are blocking him in. Baby is in the corner, and Giral, he is dead. My god. What happened, man? What just happened?
This game is just slowly getting out of control for Denial. And like I said, these team fights are very difficult to execute from Denial, and it just feels like Terrorblade is never in these fights. This really isn't the way that we see most teams utilizing the Terrorblade. You know, this hero is, sure, he's good at split pushing, but he's also extremely good in these 5-on-5 engagements once he gets those illusions up.
Mad. Buddy, you're not supposed to be there. No, I agree with you. I mean, you have your E ability or your level 4 ability that's in the 3rd slot. It's pretty good. Damage. It's pretty good from what I've heard. 80 damage.
You just team fight around Metamorphosis with this hero. You know, you group as 3 or 4, even 5. I mean, they have bots on some of these heroes. They can even split push with the Beastmaster until it's time to, you know, for him to come with the Terrorblade. You push with the Metamorphosis, the Manta, the Conjure Image, and then you just start hitting these towers, and you force Tinker to use things onto Terrorblade, and then your whole team comes in afterwards. But
it almost feels like they're getting too fancy with their picks right now, specifically the Terrorblade, especially the way he built his hero. So, I mean, he'll hit like a truck when he gets into a fight.
But I don't think Terrorblade actually outcarries Naga. I think you have this very nice window on Terrorblade against Naga, where when you have your 3 items, you're a lot stronger than Naga. But once Naga gets to 6 slots, she's just a better hero. The split push that Naga can do is not comparable to Terrorblade.
I mean, she's just... With 6 slots, the Naga Siren, I don't think... With maybe the exception of a Spectre, and even that's arguable, I don't know who stands up to a Naga with 6 slots. It depends on the game, obviously. It depends on the hero composition that you have, but... Meanwhile, Matt is going to get caught out. Poison Nova did go, I believe, for Sing Sing, and they're going to get 1 kill out of this. Are they going to get 2? EGM is about to jump onto 2 of them. He gets Giral instead, and there isn't really any follow-up. He should be able to get a split off, and if he needs to. I don't think he will. Arise is going to kill on the back end as they got Funzy caught out of position. Feed script onto EGM, though. And they're probably going to bring him down. Denial might get a couple of kills here. There's going to be another Berserker's Call going in as well. They're going to bots it. It's going to be Matrice. He's finally fighting. He's with the squad. EGM about to fall. Blink Ravage coming in from Arise, though. Cyclone up in the air. Magic Missile. Matrice's Nightmare, and he needs to get his Sunder off, and he gets it onto Bulba. Meanwhile, they will get the kill onto Creo. Forcing his way out is Arise. He'll make his way home, and it looks like it is going to be a 2 for 3. Maybe more draw. 1 Sing Sing, not going to happen. He's going to TP out. As guess what's happening in your tier 3 tower? Your Raxes are dead top lane. Koikfa is split pushing like a god. And oh boy, he's going to take a set of racks at 27 minutes into the game. Matt is trying his best to stop this. And he's going to Solgi get his ass out of there.
I think that's game. Whenever you fall like Rex is behind a Naga, the game actually just gets tremendously difficult because not only can this hero push out the other 2 lanes and then 1 lane is naturally pushing, you're just going to be stuck in your base the entire game. So Denial are basically going to be stuck at this point the rest of the game.
I mean, it's just that fight was looking somewhat okay for Denial.
4 versus 5.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden you realize that the Naga's top lane, you're like, oh.
Yeah.
But to be fair, though, Denial weren't like... They didn't initiate and have all of their heroes jump onto one particular hero. It was like every one of them came in one by one by one by one. Mm-hmm. And then Ravage happened. And that was
I mean,
the
they
problem.
just... Matrice comes into the fight, you know, a little late, but I think it was okay. And then he uses Metamorphosis, and then he instantly gets Ravage, magic missiled. There was a nice sleep to save him, but it just wasn't enough. Sure, he gets the Sunder off, but he just ends up falling to the tide afterwards.
I mean, it didn't matter. He really didn't accomplish that much in the fight. He came in. If he had like a Scotty there, maybe he slows enough heroes to make it so he could chase them down.
Yeah, he's also just getting kited.
Yeah.
He can't, like, he hits them 1 or 2 times with the Metamorphosis, but then they just walk away.
Yeah.
That's really why you get the Scotty on this hero. I mean, it gives really nice stats, but the slow is very nice as well.
I mean, he's probably building towards it now, or he could be finishing off his Manta style, one of the two, but at this point, it feels like it's a little too late. They only lost the Melee Rax top, but again, a Melee Rax is a lot when you think about it. In this situation, you talked about how good Naga is when you have a set of racks down. He is getting his Manta style, yes, so he has that. So now is the long road towards the Scotty. Maybe if he gets the Scotty, he could stand toe-to-toe with some of these Tinker heroes, but Tinker aren't going to really take a fight, I don't think, 5-on-5 anytime soon. They're just going to have Naga split push. Maybe they'll wait for the next Roshan, get Aegis, and then go from there. There's no reason for them to rush this now.
Yeah, there really isn't. I mean, they can just slow play this until Naga gets 6 slots if they want to.
Yeah.
And, I mean, they're probably also going to want to wait for the refresher on Tidehunter. And once all these things happen, they would have to make a lot of mistakes in these team fights to lose them, just with the double Ravage, the Song of the Siren, as well as the Farm Naga. And even, you know, we talk about Venomancer actually scales extremely well into the late game himself with the Aghanims. Since BKB duration goes down and you can't buy a new one, the Poison Nova is always going to be relevant
Right.
and do a ton of damage.
He also has
for
a
a
Lincoln
Sphere.
Sphere. Yeah.
I wonder if that's probably to put on someone.
It's pretty good against Sunder and Roar and Fiend's Grip and everything in this game, pretty much, actually.
Yeah, it's good against Roar, particularly.
This is... they might even build more than one of those Lincoln Spheres, I imagine. Maybe Arise builds it after he gets his Refresh Orb. I don't know. I know Axe is building probably in his Soul Trust. They already have his Shivas, I believe. I think, anyways. Or maybe that was on the other squad. Yeah, actually, there was the Brewmaster that had the Shivas guard, so maybe Axe EGM is going for Shivas. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a Shivas. X like Shivas. You know, it's going to give a nice attack speed slow, and then the mana is kind of nice to have on X because sometimes you get a little low on mana.
Mm-hmm. What do you think about... I know we haven't seen it. Oh, Ravage is going to go. Now Arise catches out Jarrell. There's the Poison Nova going as well. He's trying to get his ultimate off. Jarrell finally gets it done. Swap out. Sin got Fiend's Grip, but now he's going to get forced away. He's still low, and he should fall here. That's going to be the first kill going to Jarrell. Meanwhile, on the backside, Matrice is unloading. Bulba is running away. They are very speedy. Roar's going to go. No Axis first. Funzi already popped the Roar. Egypt Call's going to go. Keeps him alive for the time being. Crimson Guard, so good against the illusions, but Boulder Toss, it doesn't give a damn. They get 2. Now Quakefoot coming in. The Nagasar is going to go to work. Sunder onto Arise. They will pick up a kill here on Jarrell. It looks like Quakefoot going to work. There's going to be the Shiva's Guard going. Jarrell desperately trying to lift. Matrice TPing away. Song of the Siren to cancel it. Is Quakefoot going to carry? He's going to go 1 versus 5. He gets 4 kills. The only hero alive is Funzi, and he's back in the base. Quakefoot now going to go for the tier 2 tower. This man, his back and his shoulders hurt. I'll tell you what, this guy... He needs some pain meds.
606 on the Naga Siren. It's a really great performance from Quakefoot. You know, he sort of had a quiet game, farming most of the game, but he's done a really good job farming on this Naga Siren. Up to 400 CS at 32 minutes. So
middle tower is under attack.
Has definitely played this hero well.
That was.
I mean, we saw the
impressive.
CS early. He's
Right.
over 100 CS ahead of the Terrorblade now. I mean, Terrorblade was ahead of Naga during the laning phase.
We always talk about how, oh, you're getting Terrorbladed. They got Naga'd. That's what happened this game.
Dire's
They're getting
top
Naga'd.
barracks are under attack.
I actually think
Dire's
Naga
top
does quite
barracks
well
has
against
fallen.
Terrorblade if you can get to this point. But there is always the challenge of just losing to Terrorblade before.
I don't think Denial have a draft where the Terrorblade's going to win early on. Maybe the Brewmaster, but that's it. Like Split,
Yeah.
if they fought more with Split and Metamorphosis early on in the game, they could be ahead at this point. It's only 33 minutes, which I mean that's actually not a lot, you know, compared to what Naga Siren has at the bank already. I mean, his GPM is sitting 778, so that's pretty good.
I would have actually liked to see. I think Quas Wex Invoker does quite well against like the comp that TeamTinker have. You have a lot of heroes that rely heavily on mana, but they don't have large mana pools, and the Tide and Axe, and then you can push with the Terrorblade as 5, and you can make it so they can't teamfight you with the EMP Tornado, but they don't actually have a lineup that can even teamfight into TeamTinker, so it's sort of odd that they have the Terrorblade, because there is a certain point in the game where you just say, okay, I'm going to use the meta, I'm going to make images, and then we're just going to 5-man down one of these lanes, and we're just going to win because Terrorblade does so much damage, but he doesn't really have the supporting cast this game.
I think that's the difference. That's the difference between the Bane and the Vengeful Spirit. Like, what is the Bane giving in a team fight in comparison to what Bulba's giving? And you might think that Bulba's not giving that much, but Wave of Terror is just so good in every situation, and Swap is so good.
-6 armor.
Yeah,
it's pretty insane.
It's ridiculous. And I think obviously I feel like the Rubik pick is good because it does provide a lot when you are level 6. But Funzy's gonna try to roar. Rise gets up to the high ground and he fogs him out, so Funzy can't get it done. So he'll back away.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
But 34 minutes in, and I will say this though for Denial, they had a really good early game, and I think if they if they rein it in. Game number 2, and it's not like the game's over yet, but if they rated it in, game number 2 could be going their way a bit better than this first game has. And all TeamTinker really needed to do is just finish this game off, whether through getting Roshan, which, by the way, is being taken by Denial right now, by taking a set of racks. They have a couple of options, but Denial want to stall this game by getting Roshan and an Aegis, and hopefully they give it to Terrorblade this time.
Yeah, they really need to give it to Terrorblade. I don't think they can afford to give it to anyone else. But Terrorblade is actually sitting in the base. Does he have his bots available? He does.
I think
so
he can bots, but he can bots to one of the boars, and he should do that actually right now. But
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
we'll see a rise. He knows something's up here. Roshan's down. It is going to be Draw getting the Aegis again. Well, either way, he'll have 2 lives down. Terrorblade still has Sunder to work with. Maybe they're thinking that Matrice is Sunder, and if he dies after Sunder... And I know you talked about status effects as well. It's kind of an awkward situation. If you're like pushing up to the high ground, you don't want to pop your Metamorphosis while you still have your Aegis. It's almost like a BKB to a certain extent. But... What did he just Sunder? He Sundered an illusion, right? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm assuming. Because he was fighting up against Naga illusions. You know the game's not going well when you have to sunder your illusions, or sunder something when you're fighting up against Naga illusions.
I actually kind of think that's broken, being able to sunder illusions and getting like full health from it. That shouldn't work.
Why? Only your own illusions, right?
I guess so.
Yeah. Oh, maybe you... I don't actually know. Can you do enemy illusions? I bet you can. I'm sure it works.
I'm pretty sure if you can send
Looks
your
like
own.
they're going to just run into each other. Are they?
Maybe. That was awkward. They are not running into each other.
Well, they were so close to breaking each other's smokes. That
They
was...
they hung a left like immediately. Like Denial were like, we're going this way, guys. Peace out. Just like, okay, well, they wanted to go to the jungle, but TeamTinker were smoked up and they were headed to the side shop. So, all the meanwhile, Koikva he is never going to be a part of this team. It feels like he's off doing his own thing. This is what he needs to do. He actually takes the tier 3 mid with his illusions, and they are actually having a tough time bringing him down.
I mean, they smoke to gank someone, and then all of Tinker hide, and then Koikwa takes the mid lane. I mean the mid tier.
He's by far and away 6 slotted, and
yeah.
Maybe you buy something to put on the courier. I don't think you sell anything here. You have your Diffusal level 2, Radiance, Bots, Manta, Butterfly.
His buyback as well. I think they can just end the game now. They can just 5-man. Do they have Refresher on Tide?
They should.
No, he's quite close.
Yeah, it's been a while. Meanwhile, they're going to jump in. Jiral's going to split up, and now EGM's going to Berserker's Call, but he is in some trouble. Nice swap from Bulba to get him out of a bad spot, but Bulba's dead. Brain Sap to the dome. He's done so. And they're still chasing now. Sing is going to get caught out here. Doesn't use his Poison Nova yet. He's holding until the Brewmaster gets out. Meanwhile, EGM blinks away. Gush coming in. Effigy is taken down as guess what's happening in the mid lane. We'll bring the camera over there. They've lost a range Rex here, and they're still fighting. Funzy has to TP away. Creo's going to get caught out. Arise is yet to use Ravage. Berserker's calling to Jiral, and this is a big problem. Jarrell is about to get slammed down by EGM. There it goes. Boom shakalaka. But he does have the Aegis. TPing it is Matrice. But they're leaving their base wide open for Quickfoot to take. They're just trying to fight. And Quickfoot's just going to take the game. Sing Sing's going to get caught out. One right click from Matrice gets the kill. TP away from EGM. He'll survive. Your Rax is gone mid. Your Rax is gone top. Your effigies are just getting destroyed by this poor Naga Siren. And that is not a good fight.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I mean, this is pretty irrecoverable now. They're down 2 set of Rax, and TeamTinker actually just did a nice job baiting out that fight, you know, kiting them around, making them take as long as possible to kill anyone on the side of Tinker. And all that time, Quakevo was fighting the solo Terrorblade inside the base. Obviously, he wins that 1v1, and then is just able to take the set of Rax in the mid lane.
They had to make a decision, and the decision they made, either way, it's I don't know, it's a catch-22 in that situation.
Yeah.
If you choose one, you're going to lose your base. If you choose the other, you're going to lose your team. Or they're going to push in bottom. I don't know. I don't know what you do in that situation. That's a tough call to make.
Is that when you type GG?
I think it might be. They are down 20,000 net worth and 8,000 gold as well, or 8,000 experience, excuse me. They are hanging on, and this does.
I mean,
give
it is
them
an
practice,
elimination match, so
there's no reason
I
not to
can
play it out.
understand. Yeah.
Well, the first of 3 in elimination matches, so.
Yeah. An elimination series, I meant.
Aha. Got him. All right, there's Veil coming out now for Venomancer. And Snare, Quickfoot is about to go toe-to-toe on Matrice. Quickfoot's like, I don't want to get sundered, though. That's the problem. Like, Quickfoot, the only issue... Okay. You got him, Matrice.
Got him.
Like, he's just like, I don't want to get sundered, but he got sundered anyways. But I guess it was better than him being, like, no health and getting sundered. There's a refresher from Horizon. I think that really, if TeamTinker just decided to push into, like, a lane, any lane in particular, they just win the game at that point.
Yeah, I think so. I'm actually wondering what they're waiting for, because there's not really much for...
Oh, they're going to get a halberd. Axe is going to get a halberd, and then EGM is going to pop it onto... Because there's no BKB for Terrorblade. That was awkward. Double Shiva's Guard next to each other. Berserker's Call is going to go Magic Missile, but I don't think they have nearly enough damage. Yeah, he's going to split, and EGM has to leave. Link Ravage. Is he going to refresh? He gets Cyclone first and foremost, but that Poison Nova is doing work. Mad has to TP away. Not going to happen. Culling Blade. Hello, how are you? Refresh. Ravage number 2. Matrice getting low. He's going to fall. And EGM comes in. He wanted to slam Magic Missile. Creo's going to get slammed down. It looks like nope. Just kidding. Cyclone's up. Funzy's low. One right click. The Poison's not enough. He will live. But in the end, it is going to be GG. Denial have had enough. They're going to tap out. Meanwhile, Quakefoot is going to the base, and that's why they're calling it the Aegis, or the Ancient rather, is done. TeamTinker, kind of a questionable early game, but they brought it back, and game 1 was theirs from about 20 minutes onwards.
Yeah, there was a lot of nice rotations from Denial, but it sort of seemed like there was a point in time where they took their foot off the gas, and then Tinker just completely outfarmed them, like all over the map. Like the Axe was farming out of control, Naga was doing Naga things, Tide was farming the Ancients, so he was doing quite well for himself, and Sing Sing was just constantly pressuring that bottom lane, and it sort of seemed like while Denial had that really strong early game, they just didn't really capitalize after that.
No, it was a tough situation to be in, Denial.
And I think the draft was a little... I think they got a little outdrafted this game.
They needed to be able to ball up with that Terrorblade, and it just didn't happen, so... We'll see how game number 2 does go, and it will be the elimination game for Denial. If they were able to win that game, it'll go on to game 3, but they could be out of DotaPit with the next game going as a loss. So we'll take a quick break. We'll see how that game ends up. Again, thank you for joining us on DotaPit. We've had some really great games this tournament, some excellent plays, and now we are in the playoffs, the exciting times. I do want to remind everybody that these first 2 playoff series, I think it's round of 8, and then the round of whatever is after that, are both best of 3s, and then afterwards the semifinals and grand finals will be best of 5. So we'll jump into a quick break. We'll be back in just a moment, guys. Make sure you follow us here on Twitter at MottDota, and you can check out F4L at F4LDota as well, and check out at Highground, or rather, excuse me, at DotaPit and Highground TV at Highground TV and Highground.tv as well for more information, articles, and such. We'll jump into a quick break. We'll jump into game number 2 in a second. Stick around, everybody.